Hello. We are on a Dragon 1v5. Sorta. I was notified of this one by someone. Someone actually messaged me. Thank you, Win/Man. Was like, hey, do you want to come spectate a Dragon 1v5? Yeah, hell yeah. I love seeing these. And so I kind of had to get everything set up all at the same time. So we're a little tiny bit late to the party. But that's okay. You just don't have to look at the deployment phase and listen to me, Phil. So it's not really that big of a deal. But just want to let you know why we're dropping down at this moment. Okay, we got Dragon over here. 50s, 250s on the back, and good PD on a pair of Axebirds. Then he's got 3 fighting voxels with, with S3Hs on the backpack? Yes, yes, yes. Defenders, rebounds, and defenders. He's also got VLS1s on the, on one of the PD slots, presumably for chaff and things. Yeah, chaff's flares. The dude loves his chaff. He's really good at using it too. It actually astounds me. We'll dump like 5 chaff and dodge missiles that I build that are, I think, indodgeable. I'm just like, nope, see you later. It's truly incredible. 3 fast beam destroyers. Yeah, they got whip and a dragon in them. With tons of point defense and a blanket. Very effective, very effective. Couple Ewar Reigns. Does he also have his Sarissa Reigns? Or is it just Oh my god, that is so much Ewar. Okay, there's the Sarissa Reigns to deal with containers, which is good, since there's one of those. Oh no, that's a bulk freighter. And there are 2 things called Ellen, and their silhouettes are basically the same. It's very annoying. Pair of rail destroyers. 2 combat scouts, and then 2 missile scouts. H2s. We're on Kane, obviously. Ain't nothing else like it. Yeah, RL-18s with some Bellbirds on these scouts. Nothing in the top slot. No pinpoint, no point defense, just rockets in a dream. 1 roll. Okay, no, that's a 450 with roll-offs as a secondary weapon. How many roll-offs you got, Chief? Just 24. Same thing over here, I'm guessing. Yeah, and tons of bastions. An AWR. No
the enemy is securing zone Eclipse.
Shuttle guy was Chad Thunderhog. P. Grunbacher is. We got 250 on the nose, and then a Bellbird on this tug. Same thing here with grazers and illuminators. Illuminators for these roll-off monitors that are presumably firing semi-actives. Yeah, and lots of them. Very cool. This is a good little fleet. These have roll-offs as well. Bat and Moth, because semi-active. Okay, that's actually pretty clever. I like that. A mine launcher. Wow, look at this fleet. This is a really well-rounded fleet. It's just so micro-intensive. That sort of thing is so hard to do. Bastions of mass drivers, that is something funny, 4 of them. EWR, Bloodhound. All spread out. Nice. Not concentrating his stuff. Concerned about ARAD. I respect it. And then 1 massive Boker roll-off ship with an EWR on it. And almost 300 roll-off missiles.
The enemy secured zone Dagger.
Yeah, just 4 south, 196 roll-offs. Or MLS2s. Or Mark S2 missiles. Oh my god. We're already off to a fantastic start. Dragon starting on team 2 this time instead of team 1. He's captured Delta. He's capturing Charlie. So he's going to be ahead of the OSP. They did not bring... Well, they did bring a cap fleet. They brought shuttle spam, but this shuttle spam is grouped up. He's not capping with it. I think the OSP team are already in trouble. They haven't gone to Golf at all. They haven't gone to Alpha at all. They haven't gone to Foxtrot. They just have these large fleets kind of slow and floating around the map. They also have 3 backliners because they've got the mass driver missile, the mass driver team, the missile launcher roll-off, and then the gun and missile fleet, which really wants to stay back and use
The
those
enemy is
missiles more than
securing
they want to
zone
use their
Gambit.
guns.
The
And
enemy
the
is
gun's
securing
more like a
zone
secondary
Fulcrum.
weapon at this point. And then also the 450s. The 450, okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but 450 bulkers are backliners. You want them to use the range, stay kind of far away. They don't want to take damage. They don't want to be in there getting shot at. You want your Ocellos or your monitors to be getting shot at, while the 450 bulkers hangs out, you know, 5-6 kilometers away from, well, from the front line, I should say, not from what they're shooting at, just from wherever away from whoever the frontline ships are and fire. And so this team doesn't really have a front line. They've got this rocket shuttle, but the group, but the rocket shuttle squadron is really going to be staying in the opposing forces back line. And both sets of monitors are more backliners than they are frontliners.
The enemy has secured zone Gambit. The enemy
And yeah,
secured
these
zone
shuttles are
Fulcrum.
flying as a wolf pack. They're drawing a cat. This might be a short one, folks. You gotta have some intense teamwork to take this guy down. And that includes build symmetry. We'll see, though. I would love to see them pull something off. I mean, this group's gonna come over here and take Delta, and might be able to catch one or two of these corvettes. And presumably these will... Oh my god, it's gonna take forever to go around the outside of the map. By the way, it's usually not worth going around the outside of the canyon right here, unless unless you're extremely sure that there's going to be a fight happening in this area, and these are coming around for a flank on that. You don't want to send them all the way from one point to another. It takes so long. It's even for shuttles, it's actually like a 10-minute burn from point to point. It takes a fucking trillion years. And then this distance over here is much shorter. Dragon taking strong control of Foxtrot, as he often does. Oh, I think one of the Bloodhounds are going to go down. I think two of the Bloodhounds are going to go down. Blunk. Right into the center line. So it's not down, but I think the reactor's been reduced enough to electricity that the Bloodhound won't work anymore. There's also another missile. It might have sniffed one of the monitors and gotten cleaned up by point defense. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
The enemy is
Sorry, I'm
securing
a little
zone
sniffly
Atlas.
this morning. Not sure what's going on with that. It's like he's spotted this thing. Yeah, and locked it. Some roll-offs going after
The enemy is
this
securing
Reigns,
zone
this
Dagger.
Eeyore Reigns that's by himself. That's going to be a very expensive loss. Yeah, and I don't think there's any way this thing dodges these. It's popping at these CWR guy over here. But he's going to pay for it.
The enemy secured zone Atlas.
These are A-Red, Act-Red, though, and he turns off his stuff in time. Nope. Ooh. Just good angling, because I think they were going after the chef, but they got it just enough had angled at him. This thing is going to be able to come back to life, though. Can get the large, and then can get the drives back online. Assuming he doesn't get missile again. I think this thing needs to not be way the fuck over here. It needs to be, well, I was gonna say closer to his front line, but as we said earlier, there isn't a front line. Oh, that's too loud. There we go.
The enemy secured zone dagger.
Tell you one thing mass drivers are pretty good at. Dealing with sprinters. Look at that. All that's gone into the engine section. So the problem with doing this, like, sharking with shuttles on the way in the back line is it's pretty rare you're gonna run into stuff, I think, against a good player. Because they're not gonna just sit on their points. They're gonna be mobile. And it's too loud again because it's 12. So it's Halo music. Wide dynamic range. No, I'm looking at the meter here and it's fine. Okay. So like all these shuttles, they could have busted up into smaller groups of 3, or even groups of 2, and then sent 2 to Charlie, a couple to Golf, a couple to Middle Alpha, a couple to Delta, and then had a few left over to be in this push up on Foxtrot. But doing this thing with these large groups, it's just, I don't know. I think you're committing way too much to one pack. And the shuttles lose a lot of their power, which is being everywhere at once. Oh, now they're getting railed. Or not. They're getting RPF'd. Much worse. Okay, it's the beam destroyer that's up here. Yeah, let's go ahead and burn that down. There we go. It's broken off a couple shuttles. Continue. Charlie's right there, dog. Just go for it. Where's he going? I don't know. He's got to surround this team up here with shuttles, which could be very effective. I don't think Dragon knows. No, he doesn't know that the other group's coming. He's got this group in his sights, but he has no idea this team over here is coming. If they could get a bunch of... I mean, if you have 4 shuttles, bump missiles up the tailpipe of an Axfer, that thing's basically dead. Could also wreck the Destroyer and the Voxel. Can't do all 3, but could do the Destroyer and the Voxel or the Axford. Couple missiles going in here, and there's no point defense for these. So one's gonna hit, and one's gonna weave itself out of the whole formation. It just whoop, whoop. And he's firing from way too far away. You gotta be closer to use rockets. You need to be like 2.5 kilometers away. And this is more like 5. So what the point defense doesn't clean up, this guy can just move out of the way of. Pretty easily. Yep. There's that. No damage coming in. I think 1 hit on this somewhere, but no meaningful damage dealt. It's gonna happen again. Where the stone wall and the defenders are stonewalling
The enemy
the
is securing
rockets
zone
right about
common.
here. And now these are gonna get cleaned up by the RPF. Gonna capture Charlie, which is cool. Some missiles going out, but if these are semi-actives like I think they are... Okay, we got illuminators. Getting fired. Yeah, you can't chaff that. Or can you? Yeah, it looks like you can. Couple hits, 3 hits. We're not even looking at the voxel. There we go. And there's the money shot. Alright. That's the damage. This thing going nuclear already. Yeah, this voxel is in a very bad shape. Needs to fire at the destroyer or the rains.
The enemy secured zone common.
Okay, you can fire at the rains. I think that'll be pretty effective. Stumble a bunch of decoys, but it's just... Oh, it is enough. I think semi-actives are the one thing to semi-active HOJ. The one thing that you need against Dragon. I'm actually gonna need to do this next time I fight him. Because the semi-active is a little more resilient to chaff. Although if you're firing semi-actives but not firing your illuminator at the target, but they do appear to be HOJ. Oh, not making it though. Not quite enough range on these. Some of them anyways. What's going on with these? I think some of them are being popped by Sarisas. Is what's happening there. Or maybe he's just direct firing and this thing's like not moving fast enough to get out of the way? I don't know. That was really weird. I'd really like to be able to see what kind of missiles people are firing on the spectator UI. Okay, there it is. Restore knocked out. This thing's actually dead now. It's not going to be coming back and getting into the fight. It's pretty beat up. This destroyer could resurrect. Alright, what's been going on while all these missiles have been going in? Nothing. Nothing else has been going on the rest of the map. Okay. We got more missiles coming in.
The enemy is securing zone
So
dagger.
this is coming into pretty heavily PD'd area. 2 destroyers next to each other, filled to the brim with point defense. Not gonna be getting through that. These long tom volleys. I'm pretty good against Dragon militarily though. Look at all these kills. Look at them. Lost a bunch of the little guys. Sprinters just sprinkled around, dead, dying. Not even sure what happened on Alpha. But the OSP team hasn't capped Alpha, which is unfortunate. I really think that needs to be what one of these shuttles is doing. Okay, there we go. This one's maybe headed over there. Yeah, kind of slow though. Like to see one of the other ones headed towards Gaul.
The enemy
Yeah, the healthy
secured
one.
zone dagger.
Don't go to Delta, you'll die. This Axford's still in pretty good shape. Taking a lot of damage, lost that top mount. But it's fighting fit. I'd like to see a beam get on to these monitors back here. This might be having orientation issues, especially with the dragonfly down. Whiplash is not your friend when it comes to mobility. Aha, that's what's been happening with these shuttles. They've come up here to fuck around with the team on Foxtrot, and they have in fact found out. I don't think they've done that much damage either. Well, maybe they have. This thing died to missiles earlier. Here, ooh, one of these destroyers is in for a bad time. Or maybe both of these destroyers, or maybe neither of these destroyers. Look at those missiles go off into the abyss. There's that voxel going up, and I think... No, no one got roasted from that. I'm getting better with the camera. I think I'm actually pretty decent at the camera now. Which is satisfying. I wouldn't have been able to get around that effectively and quickly a month ago. Why did I tap away from this? I say that, and I immediately tap away from something important. Okay, these are missing. I don't know what kind of seekers on these. I don't understand why they're missing.
The enemy is securing Zone Atlas.
Same with what was ever coming out of these MLS2s down here. Out of these monitors. I really am not sure what kind of seekers are on those. They're behaving really oddly. Fuck, man, maybe you just need to bite the bullet and go EO versus Dragon. It's so on top of the countermeasures. You won't be able to bring hardly any missiles, but at least they'll land. S2 EO is almost troll. Well, no, it's definitely trolling, but you might actually get some use out of it. Just a thought. There's that beam. Oh, this thing's almost dead anyways, but now it's gonna be even more almost dead.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
Look at it go. Oh, yep, structure broken. Damage going into all the compartments now. Or maybe not. Structure broken. Maybe just change the orientation of that beam a little bit. But it's dead. 250 fire actually being moderately effective against this Axford and the broadside. Oh, another volley of missiles. Looks like a couple hits on the tail section. There's another one.
The enemy is securing Zone Dagger.
OSP gonna be able to retake Delta. Saying they wouldn't be able to keep up on the cap game with how like concentrated their shuttles were, but it's actually worked out pretty well. This Dragon's gotten bottled up here in this Foxtrot Charlie area, which seems to be where he always gets stuck. No matter which team he's on, he's always like right around. He gets pinned like right around in here. That ship being killed by a laser, big green laser. Are these gonna land? I don't think so. Yeah, they don't sniff him. I don't know what Seeker is on these. I really don't. It might just be pure A-Road. Hubris. Pure A-Brad is not a good warhead. It's actually a really bad Seeker, rather. It's actually a really bad Seeker against anyone who knows how to play the game. SP is now ahead on Caps are not ahead on score,
The
though. They
enemy
got
is securing zone
quite a
combat.
ways to go. Dragon's gonna be able to take Charlie, and this team's basically done. And this guy's running out of missiles, and what missiles he has fired, not really been landed very well. How many missiles you got, Chief? Yeah, 30%. These have just really not been landed. There go a few. But most of them have been whooshing off into the void. Pretty low efficacy. Which is, really not what you want. Charlie, firing at this team. These two tugs still kicking. One of them in perfect health. But the monitors, which I think are the bulk of the damage out of this fleet, are down. Very down.
The enemy secured zone Comet.
Dragon retaking the cap lead. Gonna push his score advantage even higher. And we might be getting to a point here before too long. Where the OSP just can't come back. Missiles coming in. This is not a big enough volley to get through. Yeah, just one. Just gonna do almost no damage. So what's Dragon got? He's got one healthy Axford. One beat up Axford, which is continuing to get more beat up. Two healthy Beamers, which is very dangerous. Third beat up Beamer. More Reigns, a healthy Rail. Two voxels that could become alive in the future but currently aren't. Oh, and no sprinters. After that one. Oh, and there's another kill. I mean, I've been saying that a lot of these have been going off in the void. It's not enough efficacy, but maybe it is enough. How effective these have been. Or lately, I think Dragon's attention is just so split up that he can't flip his radar off. It's funny, yeah, I think the 450 bulkers have gotten more out of their missiles than their cannons. Just because of where they've been. They haven't ever been in a good position to shoot at the Axfords, and that's really what you want to be driving your 450 into.
The enemy has secured zone Gambit.
I think Dragon isn't sure which fleets are firing which missiles. Gonna get Delta down here. Yeah, you say that. D-boy. D-dog. Oh, neither of those work. That's both crazy. Bingo bango.
The enemy is securing zone Dagger.
That's why you just gotta make it work as a solo player. You just hard invest in missiles, then you waypoint and hold fire missiles from multiple directions, and then bingo. Bingo bango, and it's Bruce stated. And surprise, I have 46 missiles coming at you from 3 different directions.
The enemy is securing zone Fulcrum.
Might be able to take Foxtrot. Definitely gonna be able to take Delta. And they've got Golf. Nothing's gonna get down to Golf in time before the end of this game. No way. Dragon again just gets stuck in this little area on Canyon. What I thought was a for sure ANSW. It's looking like it's gonna go to the OSP. They're down over 150 points.
The enemy is securing Zone
Close
Atlas.
to 200. But got a significant cap lead. Well, it's about to change. It's going to become a 1 cap lead. Which is probably not enough to catch up, actually. Should be 1500 here. Unless this can cap Charlie. Which I don't think it will. This can just stay here. Might be able to cap Foxtrot? Yeah. He's going to be able to cap Foxtrot with the missile bulker.
The enemy is securing Zone
Look at him go.
The enemy is securing Zone Comet.
This thing probably has an arming missile on it. No, it doesn't. So it's not going to be able to challenge. Assuming the missile player, of course, keeps 1 missile
Atlas.
in his,
We are contesting Zone
racks.
Fulcrum.
No, he didn't. Well, what? Huh? Does the blanket count as a weapon? Yeah. Yeah, it does. Boombucker tapping out. Yeah, there goes that tug. Just gonna free up the Libertas to move. Maybe he really should keep this here. Just to deal with things like this. Could send a voxel over to Echo, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's gonna maintain Foxtrot.
The enemy is securing
Mass
Zone
drivers need to get out on the field and start capping points and shooting things down. Oh, yeah, and he just spent the last of his missiles. Or not. No, he just backed out of the zone is what happened. In fact, now would be the time to get in the zone and cap the point. Since he's got the roll-offs, combat capable. And I think he just gave up. Yep. No longer has any weapons on this thing. Out of munitions. Fire point blank with his ARADs at this thing. And they're not going to do any damage. That's what I'm convinced the secret head is on these. It's just ARAD. That's the only thing that explains how they're moving like they are. That's a very low maneuverability, which is a big problem. Despondeo heading over to Delta. I think this is as well, though. Terrarius gonna be able to cap Echo. Yeah, I think Dragon's gonna squeeze it out just barely, though. Stand over here. Is the Tristis moving on Bravo, or is it just chilling? It's just chilling. It's really down to this monitor mass driver team up here to get something done. And I don't think they're very interested in that. And I also don't think they're going to be fast enough. Probably got just a normal drive in here, or reinforced drive. Yeah, and I think it's lost all his bloodhounds. No? Why can't anything see this then very well? These bloodhound tugs not have track correlators on them. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh god. No, they got 2. So what's the problem? You should be able to see this just fine. And maybe he just now got the Bloodhound on the target. It was just a funny circumstance where as soon as I looked away, it was there. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. Because the track is now really good.
The enemy is securing Zone Eclipse.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And since this thing gave up its missiles, it can't cap Foxtrot. It's a damn shame. Dragon gonna take Echo while still maintaining that point lead. Hasn't lost it yet. And I don't think he's going to lose it. This is gonna come up here. Just can't cap Charlie, especially with no missiles. Zaxford can just sit on this point, happy as can be, and shoot at the shuttle. It's 250 mount on the back. Hey, the 450 is finally getting some use. Well, they appear to be on a pretty bad track. Just whooshing off into the nether. Oh, there's a deflection.
The enemy secured Zone Eclipse.
Couple hits. Wow, Dragon has a lock, I believe. Yeah. Gonna be taking a lot more damage than he's dishing out. And this fool lied about him being out of missiles. I don't think that's gonna matter too much. I don't think that's enough of a volume to get through here. Although he's coming nose on. That's not great angling for the Angstford. And is the stone wall on the right broken? Yeah.
The enemy is securing Zone Atlas.
Starboard stone wall is busted, which is gonna allow those to get through. Ooh. Big damn, big damn. Pull the Axford off of Alpha as well, which meant this was able to come in and cap. What the fuck? That's an incredible play. Oh man, it really is anybody's game. Okay, this was looking like it was gonna orient to fight the bulker down here, the spicy noodle. But Espondeo is gonna keep burning towards Delta. I thought about it for a little bit and then came back. Y'all need to get on this point.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
Break one of the monitors off from the formation and just send it burning towards the point as hard and fast as possible. Stop doing this, like, orienting stuff. Yeah, I don't think he knows that this can't cap Foxtrot because it doesn't have any ammo left. I guess you could try to kill this with the monitor, but sometimes support player you need to be more proactive and get on points with your ships that have guns. Yeah, Dragon's gonna win this. He's gonna get this over here and cap Delta. And that's it. Since these were unwilling to just go for Foxtrot. I think if those go to Foxtrot, OSP wins. Instead of doing this weird angling around the top of the map. Ooh, Axford killed. As the Vulker gets in real close. Brutal. So instead of like being over here and coming around on this big arc, instead of just straight into Foxtrot at this stage of the game, then it's pretty clear this area is undefended. Like the OSP definitely would have won that. But it's too late now. I'm gonna try to kill this. This is gonna take too long. Vindicta is gonna get on here anyways. And maintain the point ownership. That's the ball game. That's That's the ball game. I don't have anything else right now for that. Oh dear. Quite the silly Billy. I still think he's not even trying to get on Foxtrot. Yeah, no, he's not. What are you
The enemy
doing?
secured zone dagger.
Why? Why would you not go to that point? I don't get it. Was a really close match. And something funny, you actually could have won. You specifically could have won the game. Just by burning to Foxtrot and getting on there as soon as possible. Once you decided to come into this area instead of doing this really weird flank. That was good though. That was a good match. It was. It was a really good game. Yeah, look at how close. Only 60 points away. They absolutely could have won that with that one minor change right at the end. No check. How much is this? 450. Yeah, did more damage with missiles than with bullets. Mass driver guy. Pretty good damage. Oh man, that is pain. Look at all these misses and hard kills. That is not acceptable missile damage. Yeah, HOJ and ARAD. Alright, I need to talk to this guy. Because this is... Well, he's still here. Oh, worse isn't correct. That's why these kept missing. Because this homes on all radar, including jamming, and this homes only on jamming. So, no. Okay, fine. This is a very bad missile. Do not do this. As you can see here, it's an abysmal missile. Act Wake is good. It's not amazing, but it's fine. If you're gonna do... You'd really be better off with ARAD active. Get their shop. Okay. That's not correct. This would have been really well done if you only fired off a couple at a time and you fired them to help with team pushes. You fired them at like radar ships to help with team pushes. Just blasting them off into space. No, this guy's... He thinks he's a genius, but he's actually a dumbass. So this no, don't do that. If you want a missile to make jammers, to make people turn off their stuff, just do the pure ARAD head. Don't bring the HOJ. That's an extra point that you just... It doesn't really give you that much. Oh, man. That was a game, yeah, indeed. It certainly was. I want to see what the other MLS guy did. Yeah, this guy... Semi-active HOJ. Why were they having so many land issues? See, this is what happens whenever I try the semi-active HOJ. I can just never get them onto target, even with using illuminators properly. Just never, never, never quite perform the way I want them to. Yeah, this is a bad build. Don't do this. These don't have enough maneuverability. These need more maneuverability. And this is just never gonna be getting lands. This is extremely inefficient. You need see if he tuned up these warheads just a little bit, increased the maneuverability on these, and then I don't know, maybe these A-Red active, or maybe just A-Rad, but fired fewer of these than these, like a lot fewer, and then that's an easy 30,000 damage. Yeah, and no chick's actually right. Missiles do some overkill, and that's why 20k is not enough on missiles. By the way, even though it's like really good on guns and pretty strong on beams too. Yeah, it did more raw damage. Oh, not on this one, but on this one. Yeah, that was a weird game. That was a good game though. Dragon's still getting stuck in the same spot that he always gets stuck on Canyon. Managed to win anyways, but not sure how you deal with that. I think it makes some sense, because that's an area where you can exert control over a lot of points. You can also cover and fight, but it's a really tricky position to be in, because you're stuck. I need to consider spreading the fleet out a little bit more, even though that will reduce the PD coverage. You know, it's, I hope this guy watches this and sees what his missiles did. It could have been. Were they effective? Yes. Could they have been way, way more effective? Also, yes. That's the issue. Not saying, oh, your build is completely worthless, but it's much, much less than it could be. So much less. With just some very minor edits in the fleet editor. Anyways, that's the video. Really cool. Always like seeing the Dragon 1v5s. Prefer the 1v4s. I think they're a little more tactical. But the 1v5s are cool too. Especially now that he's actually winning them. He's struggled quite a bit when he was doing 1v5s on Canyon versus OSP, because OSP would just win it on the cap game. But he's gotten better at that, doing the cap game on Canyon. Of course, it helps that his opponents didn't really bring much in the way of cappers. So that might be part of it. Well, they did. They brought a shuttle fleet, and they just weren't spending those capping. They were spending those on fighting. Just not what you want to be doing with that. This has been a really long after action report. I apologize. If you've stayed here to the end of my yammerings, my ideas, my rantings, whatever you want to call this, And great. I hope you enjoyed. Good day. Goodbye. Good night. I'll see you in the battle space.